Today I'm up in Pine, Colorado. It's Staunton State Park, home of Colorado's version of Running Up for Air. I'm a fan of the Running Up for Air series because it combines the two things I spend the most of my time doing: trail running and trying to understand how air pollution is impacting human health and the environment. The effects of air pollution might be obvious when you're running next to a road, breathing in exhaust, but you may not realize that that same pollution flows up into wildland areas and harms forests, streams, and all the animals that live within them. My name is Mike Bell. I'm a trail runner from Golden, Colorado, and I'm running up for air to maintain human prosperity and a flourishing web of life. When I'm not up playing in the mountains, I'm an ecologist who studies how air pollution changes the chemistry of the waters and soils of our wildlands and how that changes the growth and survival of plant and animal species. We use this knowledge to set policies and limits on how much pollution can be emitted to make sure our natural spaces stay protected. Let's hop into the classroom real quick. I can explain a little better about how this process works. All right, now that we're inside, let's start at the basics. Ecology is the relationship between living organisms and their physical environment. To walk through how air pollution affects this, let's create a simple model of the world. We're going to start at the ground level and ask, how much rain is there? What are the high and low temperatures? And what kind of soil exists? And then we're going to put some plants in. And we ask, is there enough moisture for trees to grow? What type of wildflowers are there? And what other plants and grasses are around? Lastly, we build in the users. Are there flowers to get nectar from? Are there leaves and seeds to eat? Is there prey to consume? And ta-da! We have this bright and flourishing system of life. But now we're going to add in air pollution. Boo! One of the dominant pollutants in the US is nitrogen. The main human sources come from burning fossil fuels and from dense agricultural facilities. These emissions are dispersed through the air and can land in wildland areas where they change nutrient pools in the soil and what type of plants can grow and how fast they do. What often happens is that one type of plant is better at using the extra nitrogen and takes over a whole field. And there are no longer diverse flowers to pollinate or leaves to eat. Sulfur pollution kind of works in the opposite way. The main sources are burning coal and industrial processing, which results in what's commonly known as acid rain. When sulfur lands in the soils and waters, it strips out nutrients, so soil becomes toxic to plants and water-deficient insects. Many streams in the east still don't have most of their native fish species back after acid rain peaked in the 80s, and forests are just now starting to regenerate. Lastly is ozone, which is a trail runner you might recognize as the pollutant that makes it hard to breathe and makes your lungs burn when levels are high. Well, the same thing happens to plants. When plants take in carbon dioxide for growth, ozone can sneak in, damaging leaves, slowing growth, and making plants more susceptible to climate and disease. So there it is. Now you know everything there is about air pollution, so let's get back to the trail. We as runners have a lot of reasons to meet the moment when it comes to acting on reducing air pollution. It protects our health, the environment, and the communities that allow us to thrive. We also have the skills to make it happen. We're driven to do hard things. We organize around group runs, races, and aid. And we know how to pace ourselves because it's going to take a lot of effort to change the status quo. So it's time to lock in. Join us at Running Up for Air, or sponsor your favorite masochist. Then organize with groups like Protect Our Winners, who are acting at the sources of climate change and air pollution and trying to minimize the damage these are currently causing. We can make changes for the better if we work together. And together, we can suffer better.